Hey everyone, what is going on? My name is Dr. Bagley. I'd like to thank you very much for joining me. So I'm gonna be looking off screen here and there because I'm going to talk to some of you guys if you have your little text and everything. And my presentation is on that screen over there, so I will be looking off. But so let me just say right off, we're going to be talking about health, how to lose weight, how I did it, the health issues that I had, and how I fixed those health issues and moving forward in life, meaning the lifestyle of things. So, right, let's get right into this. I'm going to go ahead and share this screen, share, boom. All right, here we go. So, everyone sees this. So, today we're going to explain about your health, how to get your health back. I got my hazelnut right here. I'm a little hyper because I got a little cough in me. It's so good. But anyway, so the products that I'm going to be talking about is called Your Health. It's this is the information for your health. By all means, I'm not. This presentation is free. It's not designed for you to buy anything. It's just to give you some insight on health, on where I was, how I help myself, and the products that I use, and then costs associated between the actual health costs and the being healthy costs. And so that's the reason why I put this here because I guess you can say I'm promoting, but their products. But hey, if you want it, there's their number. You can call me, however that works. All right, let's get into this. All right, so this is me, Dr. Bagley, 19 years as a psychiatrist. And I know a lot of you probably wonder why and how is a psychiatrist talking about physical health like a MD? Well, because a psychiatrist is a MD on the psychology or the brain. We also know anatomy and physiology, and also the counseling side when you have problems with sexual relations between you and your mate, when you have other and your relationships between you and your kids, you can run with them, you can be active with them. And then on the other side, that you're not active at all, and your kids are having to come to you and so there's a lot of psychological issues here. And as a psychiatrist, throughout my 19 years, yes, I had my share of me being that myself and also counseling others in their health journey. I put down here the 8 years of Special Force Medic because as a Special Force Medic, we are trained in the anatomy and physiology of humanness, meaning I can do surgeries, prescribe medicine, and then animals, the anatomy and physiology, and dental, very basics in the animal and the dental side of it. So in context, I'm complete in the MD side of it as a medical doctor and a psychiatrist as the psych side of it and the brain side of it. So I feel like I'm the holistic point of view of this talk. And so yeah, let's get right into the talk. All right, so this is me back in 2008. Now, be mindful. Let me see if I can go back. Boom. I got out of the military in 2010. Now, let me define me looking like getting out. My day activity was getting up in the morning, running between 5 to 10 miles. In the afternoon, going to the pool and yoga, swimming about a half to a mile every day. And then in the evening time, get my big bag that you probably saw me in my other videos. My big bag, I'm doing about 8 miles. So roughly 6 days a week, that was my workout. And I wasn't doing it like for time, but I was doing it at a high pace. And the whole reason we do that is because that's what it takes for us to get shipped overseas to do what we do. Now, 6 days a week, I was burning each day of the 6 days a week about roughly between roughly 6 to 7,000 calories a day just to maintain. And at this time of this picture, I was at 7% body fat. Okay, 2018 came by. Um, 20, 2018 came by, and this is what I look like. So in other words, let me turn my phone off right quick. I apologize. So yeah, 2018 came by and I was eating like 6,000 calories and I wasn't going to the gym at all. And so in context, yeah, that's what I look like. So give me 1 second. I'm going to send a message in meeting. I'll call you soon. Back soon. Boom. All right. So let me turn this sound off because, guys, I know I apologize. I hate that, but that's just the way it goes. All right. So, yeah. So in 2018, that's what I look like. And because I look like that from being healthy and into this, I bet you imagine that I really was not healthy. Now, in context, here's a slide in 2018. At the time, I did some research, and more than 2/3 of all death caused by one or more of these 5 chronic diseases. Now, I had high disease, meaning I had high blood pressure. I was a good candidate for a stroke. I didn't have a stroke, but I was in good candidate. Cancer and COPD is the lung. COPD is lungs for those of you who don't know. And diabetes, yeah, I was on the borderline of diabetes too. So it kind of scared me. Now, what happened was when I looked like this in 2018, and before the research, I was going up the stairs in my office. And when I got up the stairs, my heart just felt like it just wanted to explode out of my chest. And that scared me. So went and did some research. And so let's get into high blood pressure. What is high blood pressure? Even though I look like this, guys, you don't realize that in my body look like this. So high blood pressure, what is it? It's 2 things. One, it's a lot of fat molecules around the heart that keeps the muscle, because the heart is the muscle, keeps the muscle from actually working properly. And 2, you got blockage in your arteries and your veins that makes your blood tough to flow through. And 3, there's not enough fluid in your blood because I wasn't drinking enough fluid, and the fluid I was drinking was like juice and soda and stuff like that. So there wasn't enough fluid. So that's 3 things that happens. And your heart, what it does, it takes your blood that has to flow through your system and pump harder. And when it's resting, so systolic, diastolic, the pumping and resting position, there was not enough resting because it had to pump harder to push all of the blood and the fluids through my arteries and veins and throughout my body. So it was 2 things that was causing me to look like this exterior, but internally my heart had high blood pressure because of this issue here. All right, let's go to the next one. High blood pressure costs. Now, in the context, in 2010, per person is about $733. Now, look at here, if you're higher for Hispanics and non-Hispanic blacks, meaning you were paying more. Why? Because of the diet aspect of this right here. Your arteries, your veins, your fats around your heart, you're eating a lot of carbs and things like that, and it's just stored. All right, we'll get into that in a second. So just be mindful, in 2010, it was roughly around that. Now, look at in 2018, when I did the research, it was 30 to 50% of everyone in United States, adults, everyone, had high blood pressure or hypertension. Hypertension is just a high rate, meaning it was high enough for attention to be sought after, but not a blood pressure position where you needed pills. And if you did need pills from high blood pressure, add another $2,000 in 2018. So in other words, I was literally between pills and medical condition, medical visits, and so on and so forth. I was paying roughly yearly $2,981. And I know a lot of you can probably relate to that position. All right, let's talk about diabetes. There's 2 types. Let's talk about type 2. Type 2 diabetes is when glucose or blood sugar levels are too high. Okay, we already know it's the glucose or the sugars. Now let's define the sugars. The natural sugar is easy to digest. in your system, but it's still in your flowing through your blood. Okay. Then there's the other glucose that is not digestible, and that is fructose and all of those other man-made things that's in your sodas and your cakes and things of that nature. Please be mindful that when it flows through your body, your liver cannot filter it out, and it messes your liver. So when we talk about type 2 diabetes, we're literally talking about your liver being affected. So look at me, exterior, I'm like, all right, fine. And this is me in my 40s, by the way. So I'm looking like the early 40s, by the way. This is how I look, but not realizing that I was eating all kinds of cakes. I was drinking kind of sodas, and I was eating cookies and my chocolate thing. I got to have my chocolate. So, and my ice cream. Everyone sees me with ice cream, right? So I'm eating all of this and not realizing because, whatever, I'm not realizing I'm killing my liver, and my liver cannot filter through this stuff. All right. So type 2, what does that really mean? That means when your blood goes through your liver, the liver cleans your system. It's supposed to, from this high glucose to normal, right? Because your liver cleans it. All right. Now, because your liver can't clean it enough, it just is shocking the system, your liver, and then your liver starts to fall down to the system. All right, now that's type 2. So I was eating a lot of cookies, candies, and chocolates and ice cream and all kinds of stuff, and slowly but surely my liver was stopped working by the filtering my blood. Okay, diabetes 1, it's the pancreas. Okay, so when the pancreas shut down, there's no insulin. Now, what is the insulin? It's a hormone, as you probably already know, if you have it or not. But if you have it, you should know. Your pancreas is underneath your liver, right? So your liver and then your pancreas is there. It injects the hormones to start the process of breaking the glucose or the sugar down. So the pancreas breaks the sugar down while the liver filters it out of your system. Now, kind of counterintuitive that your liver will stop first, and then your pancreas stops second, which is type 2 versus type 1. Anyway, so the point is, in type 1, your pancreas will stop doing the insulin, which is the hormone. It stops doing the insulin into your system. So let me go back. So this glucose that is in your system, there's not enough insulin to break it down. So when it goes into your liver here, it's a bigger chunk, let's call it a bigger chunk molecule that your liver is just really tearing itself up trying to digest. And over time, your pancreas, as small as it is, let me go back up, right underneath there somewhere, just somewhere underneath there, your pancreas is there too. Once your pancreas dies down, it has no means of breaking the sugar down, which then takes the sugar, if you know it at a molecule level, is very scratchy surfaces that will scratch all of your intestines and so on. We don't want to get into that. So diabetes is when the hormones just not injected in your system to digest or break down the glucose. Now, why is it really overworking? Because it's not just natural sugar, but it's also that artificial sugar in the cakes and the cookies and the ice cream and so on and so forth, in the carbs. Now, keep in mind carbs. When you eat carbs, it also needs to break it down, the pancreas down too, because carbs is converted into glucose, and then that glucose is in your system. Okay. So that is the 2. You got your type 2, which is your liver, type 1, which is your insulin. Okay, so type 1 is, okay, there's sugars right there. The type 1, I just basically said that sugars. Okay, let's get into the cost of it. Per year, if you have diabetes, you're taking You got the little machine, you got your little stick thing, you got your little meter reader, you got all kinds of expenses, you got your doctor visits and so on. You're paying roughly about $16,000 a year, which is about 9,000 of it is just to address the diabetes. And this is there. Okay, strokes, let's talk about it. Strokes is when you just have a blockage. Okay, you have cholesterol, you have all of this in there. Now the blockage could be just, it could be the plaque that's in your arteries and in your veins, but mostly in your arteries. It could be the plaque that just plaqued up and it became hard and it just dislodged itself. But the point is, it goes into your stroke, rupture your vein. Yeah, your vein at the capillary level. Now, let me talk about capillary. What is capillary? Well, if you push your little finger right there, you see that white to red, that's your capillary when good oxygen, bad oxygen. Now, on your body is from the right side, your blood flows from the right side, capillary into your left side. Okay, so you got capillary in your brain, capillary in your fingers, capillaries in your toes. Okay, when the blockage goes into your arteries, through your artery there, into your veins, into your microveins, and so on, and there's a blockage, it blocks, and then what happens is on your left side goes numb. Why does the left side go numb? Because there's no oxygen or there's no return on the left side. That's why your fingers and your arms and your shoulders and your legs all can go down, and the nervous system messes it up through your brain side because of the blockage. Okay, so stroke is very scary to someone who's obese like I was. And the reason it was obese is because if you remember the picture, there was a lot of fat around my heart. There was a lot of fat through the arteries and all of that. Anything, I can walk, I can run, I can get into it, and my heart rate just boom, shocks itself. Anything could be dislodged from my arteries into my veins, and then there's a rupture possibility. So I was in a high state of a possibility of stroke because of my overweightness. Okay. So stroke is a $103 billion a year. It is so bad that it's an indirect cost, highlighting to the stroke occurs to the age 35 to 64, what blames to the bulk of this economic loss. And now, we're talking about in the 1990s. Okay, here it is. Furthermore, patients of age 45 to 64 incur more annual direct costs than 65 to 79. Why is 45 to 64 higher in the annual direct cost than 65, 79? Because 45 and 64, I was in my 40s looking like that. So 45, I'm out of shape, to 64, I'm stressing in my job, I'm stressing in my relationship, I'm stressing with my kids, I'm stressing with my parents, I'm stressing, there's a lot of stress factors, and my heart is out of condition and is stressing because it doesn't have fluid, and the arteries and veins is all jacked the hell up. And then all of a sudden I can just have a stroke between ages 45 and 64. And that's how and why. And when it does, in the 1990s, I was paying $284,000. It is a lot expensive in today's time. All right, let's talk about obesity. We have the epidermis, dermis, let's call the skin. Underneath the skin is the subcon. That's the fat area. Underneath the fat area is the muscle region right there. Okay. So obesity is that fat that's right there above the muscle, but below the dermis or the skin. Okay, let's call it that. So when you squeeze and got a little juicy there, all right, that juicy is the fat. That fat is above your muscle, but below the skin. Okay, so juicy. All right, I was a lot of juicy at the time. So, hey, I relate. I know what you're talking about. All right, so let's get into what happens. When you have fat in your skin right there, it is also in your body. Okay, there's fat in your liver and fat around your there's a pancreas right there. There's a fat against your liver. Here's your kidneys, your gallbladder, the lungs right there, your heart's right there. So this is your body. So even though exterior you see around the stomach area, okay, fine, there's some layers underneath, there's some layers right there underneath, there's some layers. There, look, I was just messed up, and not only exteriorly, but interiorly. I was messed up because fat is a storage. What is fat? I eat a lot of calories, and then that calories is then stored in the body, which we call fat. We'll talk more about that later, but just we already know. But I want you to know that if you're overweight, that it's not just the overweight looking in the mirror position you need to be concerned about. I'm really trying to bring attention to the fact that if you're overweight and you look in the mirror and you say, I'm overweight, I want you to look underneath your skin to say there's a lot of storage of fat in these components here too that is also being affected by the overweight point of view of obesity. So my obesity, just by my obesity, even though I'm smiling, my heart wasn't smiling, my liver wasn't smiling, my pancreas was not smiling, my digestive system really was not smiling, and my kidneys was not smiling. And so my lungs are fine because I don't have COPD, I don't smoke, and so so you see what I mean? So I'm trying to just bring attention that even though it looks acceptable in society, especially here in Wisconsin, it is acceptable to be a little overweight. Be mindful. A little is a lot to these little organs inside your body. Obesity, let's talk about it. It's roughly in the cost of illness and medical condition. Illness, like sickness, because your immune system is so low. Medical issues like high blood pressure, diabetes, all of those things. $92,000 per person, and this is 2017. And at the time, I wasn't concerned about that. This is really what I was concerned about, my obesity. Now, the cost and do I want to die point of view in high blood pressure and diabetes. Yeah, I don't want to die position, but my my obesity here is this study right here in 2014 study, and that is this. In 2017, there was a average life expectancy is 78 years. Okay, you see that? Yes, right. So in 2017 is 78 years. Now, of course, if you look past, we have the medicine of the antibiotics and so on and technology. So yes, right now it's 78 years roughly still. Okay, here's the point. I'm obese. So this is the guidelines of obese. Okay, so I'm gonna just put half scale. Your obesity cuts short life expectancy on average 6.5 years for the low end of extreme obesity. So from 78 years average, if you are in obese, this extreme obese, if you're on the low end of it, you're cutting your years 6.5 years. If you're on the extreme, on the upper part right there, you're cutting your hair almost 14 years. So this is why in my other post that I said 1 day of working out gives you a couple of days of expectancy, because if you're obese, now mindful, I was obese. I wasn't like extreme, but I still was extreme. I was obese extreme to my height and weight. So I was literally cutting my years roughly about 6.5 years. Now, I have friends out there that I'm concerned that I love very much, and I'm concerned that they're on the high end of obese, and they're literally young, and they're going to cut their years 14 plus or minus from the age of 78. So 78, 14 from 78, you're going to die roughly in your 60s, late 60s. And if it ain't obese, taking 6.5 years from you, what about your heart? Like my heart was. If it wasn't your heart and your obesity, then what about diabetes? So at 2018, when I'm obese and my heart was coming out of my chest, I did some studies at that time and it scared the crap out of me. And so let's look at just money, because one thing happens in life, and I learned this, in my transition of life from homeless into investing world where I'm at now. And that is, for a lot of us, the money doesn't change, our income doesn't change, but the costs associated with living. When we say that you work all your life and then you're now at a retirement age, well, where is all this cost coming from? Well, this cost is coming from somewhere like, for example, heart disease, 2000, obesity. If they had a stroke, 2000, and that's old numbers. Diabetes. So total cost, roughly, if a person had a stroke, 249,000. Now, give or take, let's talk about, we ain't even, because we got insurance, right? 2020, we got insurance, okay? So that's about 1,152 per family. That's roughly 13,824 a year. Now, that's just basic. That's not including the fact that you have pre-existing or existing costs. So you got insurance that helps with the cost of high, but then you have to add into another factor, and that is job loss, time away from work, family issues because you can't make love to your wife or your mate, and your kids and your family, right? Psychological issues, self-esteem. When I look in the mirror, was I really happy? I'm sucking in my stomach and still didn't look good. So, hey, and then now we're talking about body replacements. The reason I put it is because I have bad knees and I couldn't just like go back out and start running again. Shoot, I ran 8 years and my knees are shot. My lower back is shot with a herniated disc and so on. My shoulders is shot from carrying that big ass bag all those years. And so I just couldn't go back and do what I knew I could do. And I needed to change, and I needed to change now because this started to look real in my life at the time of 2018, and I just needed a change. And so I was scared. And because I was scared, I really got into myself. I started doing what I was doing, and this is where we're going to talking about what I did, how I changed to look from this to something like this. Now, keep in mind, I'm not here to show off. I'm just here to say I'm looking healthy. This is my healthiness look, okay? I wasn't lifting weights. I wasn't running on a damn treadmill. I wasn't running outside. My knees is shot. I couldn't do none of that crap anymore. I didn't join yoga because I took yoga when I was in the military. So I know about stretching. I knew the importance about basic stuff, but I really got into my body and where it was at the moment, 2018. And then now this is what 2018 to 2020. So that's a couple of years, but this is me looking healthy. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to run a triathlon. I'm just trying to walk up some stairs and not feel like my chest is jumping out of my chest. I'm trying to be with my woman and make love to her. I'm trying to hang out with my kids and do some adventures. I'm trying to go have fun and enjoy life. This is my body in that component, that mark of trying to look healthy. I'm not trying to win any rewards or say, hey, so I understand where you guys are from. You're probably here, and this is just my healthy look. And so I'm trying to tell you what I'm doing and what I've done is just me just trying to be healthy. So let's get into me just trying to be healthy. There's some rules that I want you guys to pay attention to. One, all you see right here is water exercise. And again, I'm not saying that's for you. You might have a challenge or want to challenge yourself and do a triathlon, a marathon, or mini marathon, however that works and however that looks, and that's what you want to do. I'm not doing that craziness no more. I just want to stay healthy. I joined a gym that had a nice pool and a hot tub. That's all I need. That's it. That's it. I'm not doing anything else. So, key thing in exercising, okay, find out what works for you. What worked for me was water. But the key thing in exercise, I want you to really, guys, pay attention to this. Losing fat is also losing muscle mass. Okay, losing fat is also losing muscle mass. You need to tone your muscles. So when I am in the water, all I'm doing is my cardio and toning. Okay, cardio and toning. That's all I'm doing. And so I'm realizing that to lose fat, I need to tone my muscle so the fat goes away, but my body weakness doesn't go away, called muscle. Because if my muscle goes away, then I have problem of standing, my posture, and structural in my skeleton systems. All right, so we need a rule number one: get a gym, get in the water if you're really overweight, and then start toning your muscles. Okay, that's rule one. Next rule: get some rest. You got to go to bed early, guys. Now, why? Because your rest is when your body heals, not when you work out and after you work out. Look, I don't give a crap what all these guys are telling you about these products. Let me tell you about products. That's all scamming and craziness. You finish working out, your body is continuously in motion. It doesn't heal itself. And you can take all of the nutrition after you work out, and you can take that nutrition and in the middle of the day or in the beginning of the day, and it's being burned, it's being used as you continue. And when your body is rested, that's really when your body should start healing, and it heals itself when you sleep. This is why when you wake up, you're hungry, because when you eat, you should eat just before you go to bed, but it's not just what you eat. We'll talk about that in a second. It's what you eat, but it's also resting, because I know when I eat just before I go to bed, I'm going to sleep. My body is taking those nutrition and absorbing it into the body. As I rest, it heals itself. So please, understand what your body does and how it does, and stop listening to all these stupid people just trying to make money off of you. Get some rest. We'll talk about the eating part in a second. Three, give it time. This is a lifestyle. So in other words, to be healthy is to be healthy. It is a lifestyle choice. I wasn't here in 2018 to what you see now. I'm not here trying to lose weight. I'm here trying to live longer. Please understand there's a difference. I'm not trying to get this quick fix, fast, lose weight so I can look good in a swimsuit. And so I don't care about none of that craziness. If that's you, fine, cool. I'm just trying to live longer. And this is my healthy look, what you see down here. That's just my healthy look. I'm just trying to live longer. And so in knowing that in my beginning in 2018, knowing I just want to live longer and healthy and enjoy my woman, enjoy my kids, enjoy my life, I knew it's just a lifestyle change. So you have to make up in your mind that this has to be a lifestyle change. If you look at it in a diet position or look at it in a quick get fix kind of, you'll never make it. It won't work. It just won't work, and I don't care. All right, next, let's talk about. We're going to talk more about calories in, calories out, because that is the rule of thumb. Calories in, calories out. And we'll talk more about that. Let's get into this. Let's talk about heart disease and stroke. How do we fix heart disease and stroke? Let me tell you first about medicine. And pharmaceutical may or may not like me. I really don't care right now because I'm not using them anyway. Point is, when you take high blood pressure pills or aspirin or anything to coat your heart from seizing up, you're really okay. So if this is the medicine covers your platelets, keeps it from coagulating in your system. It does not thin your blood. Please understand when the doctors tell you it's a blood thinner, they're giving you full of shit. None of that medicine thins your blood. It covers the platelets, it covers things so it doesn't stick to it. Like when the blood flows, it doesn't stick bond to it. If it's covered, it just slides over. But it doesn't thin nothing. Now, water for your blood thinning. Water thins your blood. Now, what does water do? It is not just drinking water. Look, water, when you put fluid in your body, it allows your heart to ease the flow of pump. So as it pumps, it's easier to flow the blood through your system. Think of blood as transporters. It transports the nutrition from your intestines. It transports oxygen from your lung to the body. It's just a transporting system. And that transporting system called blood flows a lot easier when there's a lot of fluid in there called water. If you drink juice, if you drink tea or coffee, that's a dehydrant, by the way. Tea, coffee, any juice, yeah, it's putting fluid in your system, but you're also addressing your liver and your kidneys. We'll talk about that in a second. Water thins your blood. Vitamins, we need vitamins and we need minerals. Okay, let's talk about vitamins and minerals in a second. So water thins your blood. That's the only thing that's going to thin your blood. Minerals, salt, Mediterranean salt. It's called that pink salt. You can cook with it. If you want to drink it, drink a half a teaspoon. I don't have a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon. If this is a teaspoon, use that much in your water, 8-ounce water, and then just drink that. Okay, dilute it, stir it around, dilute it, and then drink it or cook with it. Okay, you need your minerals. And then you need vitamins. This is a supplement vitamin. Please understand, supplement vitamin. You need a vitamin. Vitamins and minerals, there's plenty of studies out there that says any deficiencies in your body, it is because the lack of vitamins and minerals. Okay, any deficiencies. So you need minerals and you need vitamins in your blood to do the transporting into your body. Okay, now when you wake up, you can take a vitamin, and an hour before you go to sleep, take another vitamin. You can't get enough of vitamins that you can buy over the counter. Okay, get a multivitamin. Don't get none of that other stuff. Now, some vitamins are hard, like this one particular is a hard shell type of vitamin, and you can get Centrum is another. I don't want to compete, but just saying, it's hard. Just crush them up a little bit. All right, so just crush them up, put it in your salt, and then put it in your water, and then drink that. Drink. How much water do you need to drink? Everybody is different. Everybody, physical body is different. If you drink enough water in an hour that you're urinating every hour. Okay, think about it. If you're urinating every hour, that's enough water that you're consuming. It could be 6, it can be 8, it can be whatever. Okay, a very active person like myself needs probably close to a gallon. Somebody less, maybe half a gallon. So just pay attention to your kidney delivery. It's if you urinate every hour, you're supposed to urinate once an hour. Now, if you urinate 5 times an hour, you're drinking too much too fast. Slow it down. So if you drink a gallon of water, you're going to be urinating probably about 6 times within the hour. But then after that, you're going to be dehydrated again. So just take 1 glass or half a glass. You have to calculate it, like half a glass of water. I can drink this, and in an hour, I'm going to expel it out. But then water thins your body. So pay attention to your body. Drink water. Okay, I can't tell you how much you need. You have to just pay attention to your damn body. Now, vitamins. When you wake up, because it helps you throughout the day. Go to sleep because it heals your body overnight. Okay, next. Calories out. If I'm just starting, right, and I need to just walk. I don't need to stress my heart. I don't need to stress my heart because my blood is thin or thick, and I don't even stress my kidneys and liver. And look, drink water, get some salt, get some vitamins. Just walk. Get your body moving. It's not about the distance. It's about the distance, not time. Don't time yourself. It's just get up and walk. For me, literally, and I'm not joking, I got out the house, when I was thinking I'd get in the military, get out the house. I couldn't even run to the damn mailbox without stopping and breathing hard. Then it got to a point to the end of the block. Then it got, and so on. It's the distance, not time. Now, if you're sitting at your office all the time, get some ankle weights, some 2 or 3 pounders, and just lift your legs up every now and then. Do some push-ups or, work on your back. And then for me is get in the water and do my cardio and my other things. Okay, so if you're not doing nothing, at least start moving. Okay, obesity and diabetes, we're going to help you with that. Not only is water for thinning, so it addresses your heart issues, but it also cleans. If you just drink water throughout the day, you're cleaning your liver, you're cleaning your kidneys, you're allowing your blood to be filtered properly, you're easing up your heart by, there's a lot of fluid, so your blood can move and flow a lot better. So water in this case for obesity and diabetes is cleaning. Okay, here's the thing. Let me see. I think we'll talk about it in a second, but let me give you a pre. So my skin, the fat, muscle. And we'll talk about it in fasting, but just be mindful. If I'm losing weight, okay, I'm losing weight. That's good. But if I'm losing weight, I need to put over here. If I'm losing weight, that excess fat is getting put into your blood system and is being transported for energy. And then it's being filtered through your liver. And then it's going into your kidneys. And then it's going out into your body. You need water for all of who are obese and diabetes. You need water to clean your liver or keep it flowing cleaner, and your kidneys because of the molecules, the fat molecules within your body. Vitamins, minerals, we talked about. Let's talk about the type of protein. There's 2 types of protein in today's market. There is the whey protein, and then there's a vegetarian type protein. Let me tell you, if you just get the vegetarian protein, your muscles is not getting what it needs, and your heart is a muscle. You need animal type protein, and the safest is the whey. My recommendation and what I do, now I'm not telling a vegetarian not to be a vegetarian, but I'm telling you more vegetarians die before meat eaters. If you don't believe me, do your own research. But I like chocolate. So I take a chocolate whey milkshake, and I take a super green protein, because they're both protein. They get to extract the protein and leave the fiber stuff and the fat stuff out. So you combine these 2 in one container, and then you scoop it as needed, okay? So there's a vanilla and there's chocolate, but definitely get you a vegetable. So you need vitamins and minerals and protein and water. Let me tell you something. That's all you need to survive. Water, you need, if you don't get water 3 days, we know that. Vitamins, minerals, okay, we need those. And protein, the two types of protein, the whey and then the vegetarian protein. Mix those, you got a nice meal just right there. Keep in mind, it's a supplemental meal. So if you get hungry, drink a shake. Now, I like this brand. Let me just give you my personal opinion because the powder is a lot finer and it's got all of the nutritions that everyone else has, but it's a lot finer. So when I shake it up and I put it in with my milk or something else, water or whatever I'm using, and I drink, it's not chunky and it's not grindy taste. And so I really appreciate how they make it in a lot finer position. Okay, vitamins, mineral, protein, that's all you need. Water, that's, look, seriously, that's all you need. Okay, let's talk about fasting. Okay, fasting. So you got your fat. Here's what happens. Body fat versus animal fat. Animal fat has the cholesterol side of it. And the reason it's a cholesterol is because it comes from the skin of the animal, and then the animal skin, which has the skin itself and the fat within the skin, has the cholesterol. So when you eat animal fat, you're actually eating the fat tissues from the animal. So it's the stored up fat, just like our stored up fat, that's from the animal that is now in you. And sometimes your body doesn't know how to digest the stored up fat from the animal position. Because again, when they eat, they store up fat, just like we store up fat. And our body doesn't know how to digest this fat. And the reason you have high acid reflux. The reason you have acid reflux is because your body already has fat, stored up fat, right? And you're eating another type of stored up fat, which your body now has to transform into digest. It's not supposed to be digested. Okay, you're not supposed to eat animal fat. So that's why animal fat is not technically good. The meat is, the fat isn't. Okay. Our body fat, we know it's the fat part, it's not fat, it's stored up energy. So if I'm eating a bowl of rice or pasta and I'm just sitting here and I'm not working out, the pasta and the rice that I just ate, if it's not being used in the energy, because pasta and rice converts itself into sugars, and then once it converts itself to sugars to give me energy, and I don't use that energy, it then converts itself into this fat. So think about it. Rice, pasta converts to glucose. Glucose is used for the energy, DNA, the N is the glucose. So the glucose, the body puts it throughout the blood takes it throughout the body doesn't need it. So the blood then takes it and stores it underneath your skin. So when you go hungry, the hunger part is the digestive part. And when your stomach gets that little growl and you're feeling like, I'm hungry, if you don't eat, think of hunger as the transmission of a car. It goes from digestive energy building to shift into fat absorption using for energy system. So you have two digestive type systems for energy. One is when you eat and your stomach and it goes into your intestines and your intestines absorbs into the blood and the blood takes it to the body. Or you stop eating and you get hungry and you allow the blood to absorb out of your skin, your dermis, your skin, the fat, and convert that into the energy and use that energy up into your body. Okay, so there's two types, digestive and fat absorption. When you use fat absorption, then you're losing weight because your fat, right? Boom. Okay. Your fat, boom. And you're absorbing that fat out of you, which takes your skin to go down. So when you have clothes and your clothes get a little baggy and you're like, oh, I need to buy a good wardrobe. Yeah, the reason why is because your blood is taking the fat out of your dermis and absorbing it and using it for energy. Okay. Now, as as that happens, it also uses up the fat from your heart. It uses up the fat that's around your systems, right? And you drink water, which helps your heart flow and pump better. It helps your liver because it's now got enough fluid to clean itself, right? It helps your pancreas because you're not eating enough, a lot of damn chocolate and ice cream and cookies and candy and stuff I used to eat. I love to eat that. And it helps your kidneys because now you have fluid to regulate your pH level. And so, and then it wastes, the waste comes out of your liver right here, it goes into your kidney and it comes out. Okay. So when your urine yellow, your urine yellow from the fat, that's where the yellow comes from. It's coming out of your kidneys, your liver, and going into your kidneys from your dermis, going to your blood, goes to the liver, goes drop down to your kidneys, and out your body yellow. Okay, now, when you fast, it's energy for survival, not energy for living. Think about it that way. So if I drop you in the middle of the wilderness or a desert, but wilderness, and I give you water, you weigh 250 pounds going in. 3 weeks later, if you haven't found anything to eat, 3 weeks later, you're going to probably be around 99 pounds. Okay? Why? Because your body is using the absorption to use the fat or the dermis that's in the fats in the dermis, as energy. Okay, when you're hungry, you feel weak, but you're surviving. So to counteract that weakness, there is a energy pill that you can take, and then there's an energy blast drink that you can drink. The blast is like Gatorade, but without the sugars. And the energy, I like the pill versus the 5 hour because the 5 hours is just a little too much for me. Now, when you get the energy, you also now need your intestines to clean out because you got a lot of water in your system. So now you need the intestines to clean out. So you got the ultra digest and the probiotic because you got to have that bacteria, good bacteria in your system. All right. So out of all of this is the products that I use, including the salt right there. The product that I have also that comes with the, don't worry about that. The shaker you already got. There's a thingy right there, but you need protein. You need 2 proteins. The fiber if you want to do fiber, but you can also find digestive stuff, vitamins, minerals right there. That's all you need to get your healthiness. Now, again, this is basic for healthiness. Eat 1 meal a day. You can eat rice, pasta, eat a cake. You eat a slice of cake, that's fine. But you got to get to the gym and work out. Okay, let's talk about that. Annual costs. Water, vitamins, mineral, protein, weight, okay, digestive, energy blast. Roughly the monthly cost $740. So I'm spending $740 a month to maintain my health. Okay, bare minimum maintain it. And again, I'm still eating a meal, but I'm just saying bare minimum. And then plus my gym membership, total annual cost is $9,000. That now think about it. Total annual cost, and I'm healthy. Annual $9,000, let's say $10,000 a year for healthy versus 13,000 and a possible more for not being healthy. On top of, so that's a savings of close to 4,000. Just, do I have insurance? No. I mean, I got insurance, but no, I don't have insurance for health insurance. No. Why? I'm not sick. Let's talk about it. So not only do I save money, I'm not losing work. I'm working. Look, I got high immune system, which helps with the virus. We don't want to get into that, but look, I'm not getting sick. Little family. Look, I don't have no family. Dude, I can run with my kids. I can take care of my woman. And then I got high energy. Okay, no psychological issues, meaning I can take care, right? Okay, self-esteem. I feel good. I look in the mirror. I'm like, I'm healthy. I'm not saying I'm a bodybuilder. No, I'm not. So I'm not comparing myself to a bodybuilder. I'm healthy. I'm not going to run a triathlon or marathon. I'm healthy. So I look good for what I am at my age that I am. I'm not worried about body replacements because I do water exercise. I don't have knee problems. I don't have joint problems. Yeah, I still have a little back issue, but I'm not like needing medicine for it. It's mild stuff. And then no internal ailments like kidneys, high blood pressure, none of that. I don't have none of that. So when you see me eat ice cream, it's only a little ice cream at a time, once a day, and know that I have all of my necessary things to live, but that's just my little meal, and I'm staying within my calories in, calorie out count. Okay, another thing, count. So I got a heart, got a watch that calculates and keeps rhythms and heart rates and all of that. That's good. And another thing, let me put this up right here. I don't know if I have it. Oh yeah, it is. No, I don't. I don't have that. I don't have that. Where's it at? Maybe. Oh, here it is. Now I'm not promoting this, but I'm just saying. Uh, Go to Lose It. It's a free app for Apple and Android. It's a free app. You can scan, you can do all of that stuff. Keep up with your input and out. You set that up and use that as your religionly, and drink water, guys. That's all I'm saying. Let me stop sharing this thing because that's just we're almost done here. So drink plenty of water. So I hope this helps you guys. Yes, I'm answering all your questions after I get with this done with this, and then we're gonna continue on later. So I'm recording this for everyone else. So keep in mind, I'm just looking for healthiness. And if I say, hey, how old am I? Besides this gray right here, that I'm gonna shut it down. Roughly 30, 40 years old, right? If I die stuff, okay, this is not die. That's all natural stuff. If I die, then cool. But look, I'm 50 years old. I feel it good. I'm going camping. I'm going traveling, hanging out with my kids and doing my thing, right? Um, so this is what it means to live healthy. It's a lifestyle. Every day I do this religiously. I go to the gym. I just do it. And so I hope this helps you understand what I do and how I've done it. But yeah, if you just do it, just get up and start and change. Your life will change. And that's what it's all about, living healthy. So not only can I live until 78, I can probably live until 80, 85. That would be nice. And watch my kids get married, right? And have grandkids and so on and so forth. Anyway, so this is Dr. Bagley. I'm going to thank you very much. I'm going to stop this recording and talk to you guys another time and day. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue with all the Q&As afterwards for those who decided to join me. Other than that, have a great day, everyone, and I will talk to you soon. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please do not hesitate and give me a call. And if you want to adjust your diet or your exercise program or however you want to see it, need it, I'm here for you guys. All right, talk to you guys later.